welcome back to A.S.M Sekai, where two weebs come together to discuss all things anime, shows, and movies. I'm your host, Suhe, joined by my wonderful co-host, Moto. Every week we dive into latest anime news, reviews, and the newest episodes of the hottest shows. We just recently covered chapter 1078 of One Piece and 1079, which was epic. So we'll be sharing all our thoughts on the latest trends in the anime world and sharing our personal recommendation for must-watch series. We're passionate about anime, and we know you are too. So grab a snack, sit back, and get ready to dive into a deep world conversation of anime with my wonderful co-host Moto.
What's up? Yeah, let's talk about all the anime shows that we've been watching for the past week. Let's actually start with My Hero Academia.
Yes.
What did you think?
Honestly, I was proven wrong. I thought she would say, "I love you, Deku. Deku Midoriya. I will have your babies." I completely.
Well, she actually kind of did that in a different way.
Yeah, and but her, it was a very tearjerker episode.
Yeah.
Like, it made me very emotional. It was it's right. It was coming of age, and it made me realize how handicapped All Might actually made the society. Like, he wasn't a solution. He was more of a distraction. Like, he was just flashy. He took on every. Like, I'm not trying to discredit what All Might did. All Might was amazing. He basically unified the entire world. He made villains fear him like he's like Batman or some shit. And he was strong, but because of that, a lot of laziness happened. A lot of egos were made. A lot of people took advantage of that. He created a society that basically became too lazy, too weak, and not knowing the true context and true believe in honor as a hero. And then one thing that stuck around, and that was when you and I had a discussion, and originally I said that, the ending for My Hero would be that Deku becomes the greatest hero of all time. And then you said, no, the creator changed the perspective and it becomes the whole class. Which Deku does say in this episode, where he goes at the end, this is a story of not how I became the greatest hero, but how we, the class, became the greatest of all time. Which was really dope to hear. I really liked the part where the shark lady called him Crybaby Hero. I felt like that's more true his name. And I laughed at that. I legit laughed at that one. It was just like, that's such a good name for him. I'm really liking this mature side of Bakugo, where he is not trying to be cocky or too confident or try to one-up Deku and everything, but more so he is being very sincere, understanding, and helping him know, like, hey, we are limited too. Let us help you so we can succeed. He knows and that's one thing I love about Bakugo is he is so strong compared to the other people in class, and he knows he's strong, but his battle instincts and how he is selfless, like no matter what anybody says, every time he works with a team, he's phenomenal. He does everything. He protects them. He saves them. He is like the OP. He's good. Like, Deku will hurt himself, but Bakugo will protect and do things in a very mature, reasonable fashion. Like, I feel like Deku's more reckless than Bakugo is in terms of So the episode's very, very emotional, especially with the whole heroes and stuff, the whole speech, and like I understood that the heroes on the flip side, people are very scared and they don't know, and they're like begging for everything. It was a very emotional moment, and that made me appreciate the direction what My Hero is actually going in, and I think this is the rightful direction because the society was wrong, and both sides, like villains and heroes, both suffer. They both suffer equally. They both bleed. They both do the same thing. So All Might and so One for All and All for One. This basically makes I think Deku is going to lose his power at the end. Has to be. Like I think he's gonna. I don't think they could both coexist. I don't think one for all for one can exist. The powers have to go away. Oh, it just that's what it's been all this time. They've been somehow always fighting in different areas, and a lot of people have been suffering, and nothing's happened. And I think Deku's only solution could be that. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. But it was a good episode.
Yeah, no, I think you bring a really interesting point. Like, I'm really excited how the whole story is going to evolve around. Like, the whole All Might is the pillar where everybody start to become reliant on him, right? That's basically, and actually, Horikoshi does an amazing job painting that picture at the very beginning of the series. Oh, All Might will come. Everybody watching. There's like the villains attacking the
He's
thing.
the hope. Yeah,
Everybody just
everybody's like, "You're good." Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah, and it was a depiction that, like, and you know, as a show of viewers, like we also act the same way. It's like, oh, here comes All Might, man. He's gonna
Entitled.
come in. Yeah, yeah, and we acted the way the society did, and the twist is what that kind of caused problem because when Shigaraki, for example, when a kid is in need, no one reached out and helped them out. And the villains are a accumulation of that negligence because as we All Might has clearly stated throughout the series, like I can't save everybody, right?
Yep.
But he created this pillar that everybody started to rely on,
Pillar
and
of
now
hope.
it's like and now it's like it's this yeah, like how do you can't just have Deku just do the same thing. It's not gonna work. And now you start to see, and I love Ochako's take on like who helps the hero when they're in need. You know, it's a different perspective. Again, I think that's a pretty interesting take.
Oh
We
man,
know how she's gonna help.
that flashback of her seeing the crowd cheer on the hero, and the hero just found spirit, and he raised his hand.
Yeah, it's a good point, right? Like it's like in sports too, right? When you hear the fans cheer for
Inspiration,
you, and yeah,
inspiration. Yeah, that is another boost. Yeah, go ahead.
I think I gotta confirm this, but the hero that she sees in the flashback is the hero that Toga kills in the hideout. Remember after
I remember,
Twice
but
gets killed?
I don't think I put that together. Well, I mean, I definitely did not put that together. But did she see this happen? I feel like she would have had a bigger reaction because she
Oh, she
had a
did not see
flashback.
it happen because she's in a different area. But I
That's
think
kind of
in the
fucked up.
show,
It
the show actually
could
has
happen.
because it's a guy that's wearing the yellow costume. Remember, he was the guy like was like, oh, I captured this and this, and then Toga from behind. Oh no, it wasn't Toga. I'm sorry, it was Twice that killed him, and then released.
I don't know. I gotta
Uh,
see it. Let's try to
yeah,
find that offline. Let's try to find it offline.
yeah, I think that's what it was. I think that's kind of interesting callback to that one hero that gets
But
killed.
now let's discuss something that you brought up a while ago, and you said that you don't see a growth for Class 1A in the direction you would like to see.
I think more growth. Yeah, I mean, you just kind of like finally in this arc is when we start seeing it, and then you still don't see majority of the class. Remember, class 1A has 20 people, right?
Yeah, but out of
Ochaku.
those 20 people, there's only like maybe 10 that really matter.
Well, that's the problem.
No, it's I don't think so. I mean, my thing is like then you make it even with Naruto. Naruto has a lot of people you care about, but I mean, there's enough heads to you for you to like. It just I think it's human nature where you organize yourself like a fucking Zanga, a top 5, top 6 rank system. But I'm not saying the rank system itself. It's just more so that certain characters do not always get the full potential or the full love from the author or the creator because their main focus goes to the more interesting characters and obviously the protagonist and antagonist, you want to call it, which is
Yeah, I
the
mean,
winning formula.
I don't. Yeah, I don't think I would. I'm saying that you need to give them all like a deep backstory. But I think where the payoff doesn't happen for me is, and this is more true of the next part that's coming up for me, was like you bring this big theme, but that character just doesn't come. You know, like it's not really a character that people even notices it.
But I
So you
mean,
kind
then
of
do
take
you
this
want
in,
One Piece? Are you thinking this is
huh?
like? I mean, if you are gonna go into each character deep dive and go into their synopsis on what they are and who they are,
Huh?
we're just having another One Piece.
I think One Piece is a little different though, because like you're not having One Piece. First of all, you have the Straw Hat crew, but it's only total of 10, right? So it's not as big as Class 1A. And then even the side character like Shanks gets his love, right? Like, and then and it's much longer manga, by the way. So you got the same 9 character with better backstory, introduction, continuation, evolution. And Oda does this thing. At least the Straw Hat, every arc, each of them powers up, or get
And I
a,
really, I think that's the essence of One Piece that makes it so great. That
right,
it takes its sweet time giving each person its platform. Like puts him on
right,
the pedestal. Like Robin got hers, and she's due another one.
right. And
Like
she's
no,
growing
actually no.
too, right? And the power,
I think Robin, she just had hers with the Demon Robin or Devil
yeah,
Robin.
yeah, and they all go through this evolution, right? So I think like Nami powered up with Zeus and everything, right? Like they all go through power up. So I think that's what I'm expecting. Yeah, you can't spend all your time, investing in each character every arc. But like with what I like about One Piece is that you still get their power ups and evolution or some showcase of their new unique thing. Versus the problem with the Class 1A for me is that I feel like the Shoto storyline is
Yeah,
overplayed. I feel like that's been overplayed, and they
also
could have reduced. Just it's every arc. It's the same story. The Endeavor's crying again. He's crying again. He's been crying for the past 3 seasons. Like,
yeah.
we get it. We get it, and I feel like there's a great opportunity for other time. I think Tokoyami gets good love. That's one character. He's in the top 5 of Class 1A in terms of
Oh yeah,
interesting.
his power's
Um,
awesome.
yeah, and to be honest, like Ochako, have we really seen her power up or evolve? Kind of just did a little bit, but
She's Deku's piece, yo.
yeah, that's the problem, right? It's just the kind of
Nah,
that
but
kind of approach.
she's also had her own growth. Um, See, I'm not complaining of really to focus on all of their like key growth because um they really don't need that much time to be explained. There, we know their powers. We can just see the new attacks. Like we could understand their limitation or their max, whatever you want to call it. Uh, but like people like Todoroki, who has two quirks, and who is the perfect prodigy of Endeavor, and yeah, Dabi also hates him, so we know the potential of him is through the roof. Bakugo was like the chosen, like the number one power kid, whatever you want to quirk, the
Yeah,
natural born fighter, everything. Like he has the highest potential. So we're seeing the people that actually have the highest potential, and that's why I feel like this anime actually makes it very realistic. Not everybody in the class is going to be the best. You're
yeah,
gonna
but
have your
remember
order.
UA's they're
Yeah,
still the
but not
best.
every. Yeah, they're the best of the best, but also the best of the best has a ranking tier.
Yeah, and a part of the and this actually this is where I would push back, which is that a lot of them do have amazing power. You just they don't get utilized.
Well, okay, the let's see, the dude that talks to all the animals and stuff. His power is cool, but his personality limits him to being anything else, and he's not going to change his personality because he's
Why
pure. So
not?
you're not. He's a kind-hearted, gentle person. That's why his power is quirky. I feel like his quirk
Yeah,
is
but
more of a
Coda,
support.
yeah, even support though. Coda could just do so many things to actually support. Like, why doesn't he support?
But I don't think he like. What is he going to
Only time
support?
you
I think.
show, only time you really show him with his power was the teacher versus him, and then also where the insect comes out of the ground, and then also Deku versus Class 1A where the bird surrounds him. But you're going to tell me like his quirk isn't powerful that he could use to investigate and all the other stuff like
But then we're considering all
distraction.
power is equal. It's I don't think he can. His power is basically life. He can communicate with life. He's also putting that life at risk, and I don't think that he's comfortable, like knowing that he's sending birds or animals or living creatures to their death for his selfish needs. He's pure. That's what I'm saying. That
But you don't need to get them to to their death. Like one of the
I
most
mean,
important thing
if
one
they
of the
were
most
fighting
important thing in war
Shigaraki
ever.
would have killed them all.
But one of the most important thing in the war setting always is communication, information relay. He's
Ah,
the best scout.
support, support,
Bar.
support, support.
Support, yeah.
He doesn't need to kill.
So
He
why?
doesn't.
Well,
He
I'm not saying
support
he
is
needs to
not
kill.
drunk.
Yeah, but I never say he needs to kill. He has a great power. That's one of the first example you gave. He could be far more effective than what he's given for.
But look at even class 1B. They have other people that are like supportive people. They don't they're not strong. They have their top tier people of the class, uh, and everybody else is
That's
like
fine.
either B, C. I think every single class, even though I agree with you saying, but remember in My Hero Academia, there's more than just class 1A. There's class 1B, 1C, and so on. Maybe there's
Yeah.
1D, E, F, whatever it is.
Right. But the problem is that class 1A represents a much bigger role than other classes. Other classes are without a
Agreed,
doubt
but
a
then
side
are you saying that Froppy and the sticky dude and the guy that's shooting from his navel, you think they have outstanding quirks that can actually be as powerful as, let's just say, Tokoyama's?
No, I'm not expecting them to be just as powerful, but to be highlighted here and there in an effective
But they
way. First of
do.
all,
I feel like they do.
Floppy has been
Froppy is a
highlighted,
big one.
so
Froppy, but
yeah,
I'm talking about
yeah,
her quirk. Her, like she doesn't have anything that's spectacular. She's basically a close range fighter.
right. But you could say that Miracle is a rabbit. Yes, she's a badass rabbit.
I take it back. You're right. But we haven't seen
But
that strength. We haven't seen that strength from Froppy.
right,
Even
but
though I love her,
Floppy,
I think she's a cool character.
yeah, and for me, Floppy isn't the issue. Like Floppy, I think is one of the five characters that I think have been utilized well. Like she had the emotional breakdown. Her parts different times have been shown and showcased. So I don't think I
She's
have
also
an
a
issue.
support
Actually,
fighter. She's also a
Coda was
support.
a yeah, a lot of the I don't think there's anything wrong with support, right? I'm not
Not at
against
all.
support. I just think, like for example, Ochako is actually a character where I think he's been underutilized. Kriti is another one. I don't know her. I forgot her real name. Ability to create is such an adaptable skill
I know
set.
you always said that. You always said that that's the
Yeah,
most OP. But we've seen her limitation because she gets tired after she's not
but
OP, and I like the fact that she's not OP. I really do.
I don't need her to be OP. But she's another amazing support character. And the thing that drives me insane is that she's always reactive. Over and over in the storyline. Like, dude, like let's the war arc beginning, right? Like she should already be producing stuff to counter. Like
Like
why
what?
wait until like she remember she she produced a bunch of cannons? Like that should have been done since the very fucking beginning. Like why wait until last minute, right? Like everything is last minute and it doesn't make any sense. Like during her battle with class 1B, you know the
But
opponent
she's
has a
still a
shroom.
kid though. She's a kid right now still. I mean, adults
Oh,
don't
let me
make good
ask you.
decision.
Okay, let me ask you. When you were a kid, let's assume that you had the powers and you have a competition, class competition. You don't like, oh, what's a good strategy right off the bat? Like you had the time. You watched other fighters. I don't buy that. Like we play sports to know that we come up with strategy pretty quickly, right? Like before I hit.
I agree. I agree in that sense, but it also depends on what your personality is. Like if you're Bakugo in a tournament, you're like, fuck that, I can whoop every single motherfucker's ass. Hence what he did, hence what that was his attitude, and he won the first
Yeah,
tournament.
yeah,
Uh but then you have people that are not confident, uh but somehow progress through the fight like Deku does.
yeah.
Uh and then you have other people that try to survive and they never make it out. So I completely forgot what I was going with this. So
The show's okay. The show's doing good. I think what I wanted to see, you start to see it now. A lot of the character that deserves attention is finally getting it. I just felt like
nice.
they should have done it before, right? Like Ochako has an
I think they did a good
anti-gravity
time.
power.
I think they did in a good time. I feel like the pacing has been
Well,
so much better.
yes, right. And that's I am 100% like I was saying to you before season started, right? Season 6 is gonna be the best season. Like it's not gonna be comparable,
It's
and I think season 7 is gonna be just as good, if not better. Uh, but
hopefully
again, the
better.
only thing, yeah, hopefully better animation. But yeah, I like what we're seeing, but yeah, I think they should have done a better job of even Empire. And even though Ochako's character development is good, I want to see her power development, skill development.
Okay, so My Hero, one more episode left. Great season. Thank you so much. After a shitty last season.
Very
So
shitty last year.
you made up, and I think you're on track. And I think you're on track to become top 10 anime. You are on track. I will give it that. The story is coming together good. I really like the story. It's coming together good. It's piecing good. It's breaking a flawed system. It's real life society stuff, and I like that. When you can compare life with fantasy, it makes it better. This is why I love Attack on
Yes, yeah,
Titan.
yes. Attack on Titan is the best, without a doubt.
This is why I like Full Metal Alchemist. These are the why. This is why I like Naruto. These you could relate real life society issues into these animes, and they highlight it really light and nicely. So you know what?
Speaking of
It's
which,
entering. It's entering. Go ahead.
speaking of which, Brewlock,
He
just like real life, right? What do
Blue
you think of the new
Lock.
episode? Luck,
Uh,
concept of luck. What did you think of concept of luck?
I like it. I like it, and the fact that Rin can accept it makes me show the difference in his maturity and skill, because he's right. He said it. He goes, "I just position myself. I gave myself the best position to win." He didn't know if the ball would land to him. He just
Right,
knew that there were a lot of defenders away from him, and the
right,
probability and the possibility of landing there is simple math equation. Like, if you could calculate, like, in a sense, future hockey. That was his future hockey. Well, not really. He just gave himself the chance to win. You could call it 50-50 or coin flip, whatever. He took that chance. And sometimes in life, that is the thing. We are legit dealt a good hand or a bad hand, a little tails or a hand, whatever you want to call it. It worked in his favor. And I
I think
think that's.
I actually, going back to the point you were talking about how you could relate to real life, it is a fascinating point that I was like, because the point is, if it's random, why not position yourself where you know you could score? Right. That's the point. They're saying
Yeah.
it's don't because it's random. Like if you don't set yourself up to score, then you won't score. Even if the ball comes to you, you will not score. So why not just make it so you can score, right? By positioning yourself. And it's actually, I don't know if you've seen the instant video of an epic fail, and it's an actual soccer game. And it's funny because it happens where a guy kicks the ball, and it's out of shape guys, 3-4 guys playing it like a small scale
Oh, I see that. I
soccer.
know. No, I didn't see it. Good.
And it's like the epic fail where these guys keep failing, and the guy on the bottom of the screen, like I'm gonna try to mimic it. He kicks it, and then he goes over there, and this guy just stands there. He does nothing, right? And this reminded me of this whole luck concept. And they're falling and tripping on each other, and they kick and try to score, but he hits the post and he comes back, and the ball is sitting right here when he just stayed here. So he started running this way to try to kick it in, but he falls and miskicks and hits the post and he goes out. And I was like, this is ironically ties perfectly to the show because he stayed in the bottom spot instead of moving closer with a better angle to score. And because when the ball actually did come to him, he wasn't in position to score with his skill level. I mean, a professional soccer player would have scored that easily. But I thought that was kind of fascinating
What, you
after
say
watching the
Blue Lock
comedy.
is not professional?
No, I'm not talking
Blasphemy.
about Blue Lock. No, I'm not talking about Blue Lock. I'm talking about those guys, the
Oh,
fail,
yeah,
big
yeah,
fail.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
because the guy just literally stands there and he gets the ball back. Luck was on his side,
I,
but what
I
he
feel like the
didn't
whole
do was,
the story about, like, tortoise and the hare, patience.
oh,
Patience is also part of luck.
yeah, patience, part of the luck, persistent, and I just think this it's kind of like the lottery, which is not exactly identical. If you don't play, you're never gonna win,
That is
right?
true.
Like, right.
But how do you
So
position yourself to win the lottery?
you can't, you can't, yeah.
Yes.
Lottery, you can't. And like, all you're gonna do is keep throwing the money, and you're gonna fucking,
Yo,
But
Moto
in
told me I
soccer,
had to put myself in the win-win.
this is not a financial advice. But
Hey,
I love the concept. It might not be something people like. Maybe I'm not sure how other people took it, but for me, I was like, it's actually interesting because it
yeah,
just kind of
I liked
highlights.
it. I think it's real
It's
life
about
too.
yeah, like you position yourself that when you do get lucky, you're in the greatest position to succeed. That kind of way of thinking, it just never happens. And maybe that is partly like, even car accidents, right? Like maybe, if you don't position yourself to be chain reaction, you will never be
That
unlucky and
that
get in
could
wrecks.
listen. No,
Yeah.
no, no, no. Let me tell you something, yo. So that's one of the most, like. So I was driving to go. This is, I think, the 2018 elections, 2016, I forget, whatever. So I was going to go vote, and I was going towards my parents' house because my address was originally there. So I'm driving on the street and I see this car coming out of nowhere, and I'm like, oh fuck, this is gonna hit, I legit swerved to the right and it hit the car in front of me. So it hit like a bad collision. I was like, that's fucking. I was like, I positioned myself to move the fuck out of the way. So I
Yeah.
did, and that's what happened. Future hockey, bro.
Yeah, future hockey, man.
So
Yeah,
no,
I
no,
love that
that's
stuff.
luck. I legit. I'm not saying that just because I saw that coming that I knew what to do, but also luck plays in that because 50-50 chance he could have missed that and come hit me. Like that decision
Yeah,
I did. Yeah, like
right. I mean, you chose the side that, when something does go wrong, you chose the side that you were already positioned to be safe. Right?
yeah.
Like, so even something
I
bad does happen, like the crazy driver, you're in position that, no, it's okay, it's fine. And I just love that concept. I never thought it that way. I don't know how people would think it in a dynamic situation like while you're driving, but
No,
like if you're
it's really
grinding,
nice. It's really nice
yeah,
because you're going like if you're gonna fail
right.
and you already know you're gonna fail, and you position yourself in a ratio where you can fail or succeed at the same equal position. Who
Right.
wouldn't want to do that?
Yeah, exactly. And just it's just an interesting way of thinking. And personally, it's one of my more favorite episodes because it again goes back to your point of connecting to realism a little bit more. Like you heard me, like I complain about 4-on-4, 5-on-5 soccer. It's not a reflection of a full soccer. So like as much as hype stuff moments, like I like it. It's fun to watch, like you say. But I still like the whole idea of I actually like the early parts of the show where it's like if you want to be a striker, you gotta just own them, right? I think that is a good reflection on reality, and then also the whole principle of luck. I actually kind of find it very unique and interesting.
Blue Lock is all hype.
It is.
Not in a bad way. It is like how when Goku is transforming into a Super Saiyan or Ultra Instinct, like
Yeah,
it's pure hype. You
yeah,
energized. You're like excited. That's the feeling Blue Lock gives me every fucking
yeah.
time. Every time Isagi touches the ball, I am horny in the most fanship type of way. And like I am ready to go. This guy is amazing. I like that. That's the yes.
Yeah, go
One
ahead,
figure.
go ahead. I'm just saying, you got one episode left of your horniness on Blue
I mean,
Lock.
it'll be back. It'll be back for season 2.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
manga
yeah,
is still going on. Like there's so much
yeah.
left. Like it's not that I really like how it ended too. And next episode's probably gonna be super super dope with the freaking top five and Mr. Mbappe's freaking seraphim over here. Fucking Mbappe's seraphim's about to smack.
All the seraphims yeah, all the seraphims are there. You got the Argentinian, you got Cristiano Ronaldo and
Oh my god!
Mbappe.
Yeah,
So, what's
yeah.
your
So
prediction for
this.
the next episode? I should have asked you for the My Hero too. What's the prediction for the last part? Finale. Finale
Uh,
for both
fuck.
coming up, man.
My hero finales are amazing.
Saturday. Why?
My hero finales have been amazing so far.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's been even last
Every
season was good, right?
yes, every that was the My Villain Academia
Yeah,
last season. Yeah, and it was
yeah.
oh no, oh shit, yo. I didn't even think about
Oh,
that. I
both Saturday, man. It's coming out.
so I think Blue Lock is going to be a little bit more exaggerated in a dope way. Isagi is going to do something to unlock and use that towards the end. I feel like him, Rin are gonna have a connection, a reaction, chemistry reaction.
Reaction.
Yeah, I think him, Bachara are gonna have a dope one. Because Rin and Bachara already had a dope one where Isagi
Yeah.
thought he was looking for Rin was look. I mean, Bachara was looking for him, but they used him as a decoy. So that shit was dope. I think the final score is gonna be 5-3.
Who wins?
Oh, top five, bro. Top five wins. Nah, come on.
5-3. Okay.
Yeah, no, no. You're not getting. It's too early for that. They're not there yet.
And the game's gonna end in the next episode.
Yeah, I mean, what do you mean game? What do you mean game? Like the whole tournament?
No, I mean, I guess the top 5 is the game's gonna end.
Yeah,
is
yeah. Of
what you're
course it
saying.
has to
Okay.
end. You're not gonna continue this to season 2. Like that's gonna be corny as shit.
All right.
Nah,
So, My Hero, what's your prediction?
it has to be something with the villains planning.
Okay. All right. And the final show, Vinland Saga. Have you been keeping up with the Vinland Saga?
Yeah, I'm liking it.
Massacre.
It's a really intelligent story. It is very true to Nordic legends. I hope I said it right.
Canute
like-
the Great.
I'm really liking the 360 of Canute and how vicious and
180.
conniving. Yeah, the 180 of him, and it's also sorry, and it's also you could see how fuck man, how did I forget his name? I'm having a blank right now. Thorfinn.
Which one? Canute and Thorfinn.
How
Okay,
Thorfinn
yeah.
and Ashland.
He's dead. Who cares? He's
Yeah,
dead,
yeah.
bro.
But you could see that Canute is mimicking their personality because that was his influence. Originally, when he was a little bitch.
Well, you know what's interesting is like Ashta developed both of them, right?
Yeah, he did. But
Yeah,
Thorfinn also
so you
spent the
got-
most time with Canute.
Yeah, and then they kind of deviated from two different directions, right? It's
I really, really like it. The way it's going, and it sucks. As a fan, it sucks because I wanted to see Thorfinn be more massacrous.
like the old Thor, right? Like the
yes.
circle, and yeah, I think that's the hate that it's getting. I think people were hoping that Thorfinn becomes the Thor or Thorkel, and like, I mean, we seen like we never saw Thor at its peak. Like we never really saw it. Like we saw glimpses, yeah, right. And I think that's people. And I kind of mentioned this before. Like it is a completely different direction than that, and it is fascinating to see the two opposite direction of Thorfinn and Canute. And I thought the Oath episode was a masterclass episode. That was a 10/10 for me. Like it was such a beautiful art story. And then I feel like the next arc, the Cursed Heads, were also 10/10 because it's the Canute side of things, and it was just beautifully written on both sides, and seeing both kind of going extremely on each end. It's very fascinating to see. I read the manga. I just don't remember what happens, to be honest. So I'm actually enjoying quite a bit. The music's been beautiful. Animation's been gorgeous. Fantastic. As
But
expected of Mappa.
I feel like this is going to be a very poor reviewed season for a lot of fans because, and I
Yeah.
can agree with them for many reasons. Me personally, I think it's been a very poetic anime,
Yeah.
which is and if I wasn't seeing with my aggressive glasses on, I would have probably been hating it too. But the way I'm seeing it, Torfin has been a very broken kid. He saw his dad die, who he loved. He saw him ripped apart from his family. He became revengeful. He killed a lot of people. He went through this hateful path. He didn't have a childhood. He lost his way. And then he finally gets to make himself and find a little peace. And he basically found peace in I'm sick of who I became and I want to be better that I can live with going forward. He found a
Yeah.
path, which is
Yeah.
beautiful. It's poetic. At the same time, you see Canute, who originally started off like a little bitch and now has become the monster. And
He's huge monster. Huge
and
monster.
we're going, and most likely it's going to be Thorfinn versus Canute at the end. Like,
What did you
uh,
think of that whole Harold and Canute story? Like that was fucked up, man. I was like, damn,
I
bro,
expected
that's
him. I expected ever since I've been seeing Canute. I was just like, how far can he go? And as far as he go,
like
is it
it's
low?
like
And I didn't think it
yeah.
was. I don't think it was because it feels like that's his character. He'll do anything to get power. He'll do anything for control.
Yeah, I mean,
Cause
he
originally he was weak.
obviously, yeah, I mean that's what we are now seeing, right? And this season's Canute is um brutal, machine like very skillfully. Everybody's dying from poison. Like he's a genius in terms of that. Like, but yeah, I mean, like killing his brother, Canute, Harold was poisoning him slowly. That's a pretty fucked up way to kill someone, especially your blood brother.
Sounds like olden days. They did that
Yeah.
shit in almost everything. There were always rivalry, families out to get control, power, gold, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
So
but
it
this one,
sounds.
like Harold was not going after Canute though, right? It was
But now let's think
very
about
protective.
this. Now let's talk about Game of Thrones. Ned Stark, he wasn't going for anything, but people want control and power, and they do anything for it.
Yeah, but Ned Stark didn't get killed by his brother. That's what I'm
Yeah, but
saying.
Ned Stark was made out to be a bad guy, and he was made to. Everybody in the kingdom loved him. I'm just giving you. You could make anyone into being a villain, or also you make any weak
No,
person
but
into
what
the
I'm
main
saying,
villain.
but the thing is, like Ned Stark was not killed by his brother. What I'm saying is that you Canute is killing his ally so he could absorb the power, right? I don't think Ned Stark ever killed an ally.
Well, Canute is also doing that because he wants to basically get more gold and more rations so he could justify having the country of England as well because he has
No, he has
England by the
England.
by
He's
the
trying to take
littlest
over
thread.
Denmark.
No, but remember, the only reason he has England is because he has the powerful army that's all there. But now he has to split the cost of them to take over Denmark.
Yeah, so he's yeah, no. I mean, he absorbed Denmark because his brother owned the control of Denmark, right? But he poisoned them, and then as he's getting poisoned, he comes to visit. He actually came to visit, and then his brother like you could
Strategic.
take, yeah. And here's another thing is like they were saying like, oh, he could never have kids.
Uh,
Maybe I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. But yeah, I mean, like even Game of Thrones, right? Like I guess Cersei trying to kill her brother Tyrion is the closest comparison, but that's straight up killing her. Not so much poisoning him slowly, agonizing death. Um, Either way, I mean, I get your point because he is like he's after the power, right? He believes to achieve his goal is to take over everything. Versus, I think Thorfinn's the opposite. Like you don't need to kill or wipe out. So I'm interested. We're not. We're I think halfway. So it's gonna continue. On top of the loaded April spring. The spring is loaded as fuck. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I'm
Can't wait
excited
to
for spring too, bro. April
yeah
1st
talk
is
about it
Hell's
next week.
Paradise.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be. I think that's gonna be gorgeous. Extremely beautiful
Mappa
anime.
has that, right?
It's. I think yeah, Mappa's gonna talk trash with you, Demon Slayer. That's gonna go back and forth. I think that's the intent of Hell's Paradise. Should
And
be
then
exciting.
JJK.
Yeah, yeah. JJK is in July.
Yeah, excited.
Shit's,
Excited time to be an anime fan. Exciting times.
yeah. Money's getting more thrown into it. I think it's gonna be a fun ride, man.
We're good to wrap up?
Yeah, I think so, man.
All
I think
right.
so.
And thank you so much for
Nature
joining.
sucks.
And thanks. That's a wrap for today's episode of A.S.M Sekai. I hope you enjoyed our discussion on all these weekly topics. Like he said, energy sucks. If you'd like to share your thoughts on this episode or any of the future suggested future topics, we love to hear. You know where you can reach us out as. We have Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. A.S.M Sekai is our handle. We always love listening to our viewers. As always, if you enjoyed this content, please share, please like, please subscribe. It helps our platform grow so we can give you more content. Thank you so much for tuning in. My wonderful co-host Moto. I am Suhe. Fuck Amit, wherever the fuck he is. Until then, keep watching, keep listening, and keep enjoying all your favorite anime shows and movies. Peace out.
Peace out.